In California, there's this high school football team right now that's under some heavy controversy, heavy fire. This TikTok was so overtly racist. Honestly, it was something I was like, I don't even know how to even tackle. And there's a lot of mixed viewpoints, but before we get to that, I do want to show you the video so you can kind of formulate and come up with your own opinion.
You said a California what?
California football team, specifically a football team.
Like a high school football
Yeah, a high school football team. They had their season ended because of what they posted. They got banned from the rest of the season. They cannot play. Well, I got a lot of mixed opinions on it. I'm gonna play you the video and I want to know what you think because this is, I'm gonna just play it.
Okay. Okay, I have a lot of questions.
Okay, so basically, the gist of the video is that the football team, and I guess the three black guys you see in the video are members of the football team. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get to look too much into it because a lot of information about it right now is still new.
It's probably, there's probably a lot of misinformation.
Yeah, so I don't want to say whatever, but my assumption based off what I see in the video is that those three black guys are part of the football team.
Okay.
And they basically did a mock slave auction. And as you saw, one black kid literally had a belt around his neck.
Wait a second. Okay.
So
first of all,
this video got out
yes,
and obviously stirred up a lot of attention. And like I said, they're still high school kids, so I don't want to start giving out misinformation because stuff's still coming out. But from what I understand right now, they're all part of the football team and they did this slave auction thing as I guess a bit or whatever to try and get TikTok clout. And then this is where we are right now with this.
So we think that's the story?
Yeah.
Because that was my question. First of all, it's like a video of a phone. So
yeah,
I'm assuming that it was
the original is hard to find.
So somebody filmed it on a phone to repost it?
Yeah, I think somebody caught a reenactment of it.
Okay. Well, here's my next question was are they part of the football team?
I actually did find an article. From the article I'm reading right now, they are actually part of the football team and somebody brought it up to the principal and that's how this whole thing started.
Okay, so if they're part of the football team,
yes,
and the whole football team is in on this,
yes,
were they in on it too?
I mean, they have to be. They're standing like slaves.
But is it a bit? I mean, not a good bit.
Well, they're reenacting
is it a bit?
an auction. They're reenacting a slave auction. So my thing is, there's two parts of it, right? Part of it can be hazing, they're new to the football team and they're hazing them, which I think is worse than if I don't know which is worse.
But that's what I'm saying. If they're in on it and everybody did it together and they were yo, let's do this to try to. I mean, it's not good. It's not a good look. But
it's still, it's still, no matter how you put it, it is still an issue because one way if they're in on it, it shows first of all to come up with the idea to reenact.
Why would you reenact that to begin with?
And I mean they literally had a belt around one of the kids' necks.
They're in underwear.
They have that. They have the reenactment of a noose or a chain with the belt around his neck, and the darkest kid out of the three had the chain, the noose or whatever they were trying to recreate.
What possessed them to think this was a good idea?
I don't know what made them say yo, let's
okay, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't want to lose my train of thought. You're black.
Really?
Are you in your head going to be yo, let's reenact a slave and I'm going to stand in there in my underwear and think this is a good idea?
Well, here's the thing, right? So it looks like they're three black kids. It looks from the team, it's predominantly white, right?
Yeah.
They're high schoolers.
Or Spanish, maybe?
Or just maybe Hispanic, whatever. But when I saw this, a few things pop into my head.
Okay.
The first thing is, if it's part of a hazing, I think that's, I can't say worse, but that's one thing. It's hazing.
Hazing's that would be bad.
Hazing's bad. Yes, it is very bad.
But that would be a real bad scenario for that to be a haze.
But hey, listen, I've been on sports teams. I've seen crazy thing haze. Granted, we didn't have video cameras to record it like they do now.
That's the problem now. We got cameras everywhere.
But that's one thing, right? And that's hazing. I can see kids being more susceptible to do it because they want to be part of a group, especially high schoolers.
Especially the football team.
Yeah, but especially high schoolers, they're easily influenced and you want to be part of the group. So if that was hazing, that's bad in itself. But I can be more forgiving for the 3 black guys in the video. Now, if they agreed to it and thought it was like all funny and or whatever, that's what I'm saying. I don't know which is worse, the hazing or the black kids agreeing to it and like going along
and
with it.
thinking it was
and then thinking it was funny. Yeah.
Was
so
they
it's
just
like
trying to achieve clout?
I don't know. I think
attention.
I think it started off as a
Or
dumb
was it a
idea.
dumb
I don't
joke?
know.
I think it's like a bunch of high school guys being dumb and
Yeah.
thinking this is a good idea. But it's bad.
Yeah, no, it's bad no matter how you put it. But like, I'm trying to like break it down because like how I see it, I remember being in high school and I went to a predominantly Hispanic white high school, right? And a lot of the kids there, like there was very few black kids, but a lot of the kids there grew up very differently. And I could see like a lot of these black kids, some were well off, but the ones that weren't, like the ones that did grow up in the nicer neighborhoods or things like that, they were much more okay with racist stuff and shit like happening around.
Why do you think that is?
So it's a mix of things, I think, because one part is your high school, you do want to be accepted by your peers. Like no matter how you put it, there's grown adults that still fall for this rules, right?
Even at work.
Even at work,
in the
yeah.
workplace, you want to be accepted.
Exactly. Looking back, I think of it as like during those times, those kids wanted to fit in and they would let these racist jokes slide a lot more than if they were in an area surrounded by people that look like them.
I guess that makes sense because everybody just wants to fit in.
Yeah,
anybody
especially
in
high
life,
school.
especially when you're younger, but everybody in life just wants to fit in
Yeah.
with people. So I mean, I could see like that you're more willing to like deal with that.
Deal with the nonsense.
The words are not coming at me right now.
Yes. It's very and I don't know which one is worse, whether it's the hazing and those kids accepting the hazing or whether the kids knew and the kids voluntarily.
Depends, because if it was their idea, then that's a different story. If it was a hazing and other people were like,
okay,
that would be really bad because then that's a group of people that were like, let's take the people of color and do a race and do a slave auction on them.
Yeah,
that seems pretty bad.
Then
all being like, oh, this would be funny, even though it's bad, but them being in on it as opposed to them not being in on it, because if they're not in on it,
them not being in on it, I don't know, because like I'm stuck in such a place where them not being in on it is one thing,
but why would you be in on it?
Well, yeah, exactly. Why would you agree?
Because you're just a kid.
Yeah,
you're a dumb kid, teenager.
Nah, so
everybody did dumb shit when they're a teenager.
Yeah, so basically because of this, they are no longer playing the rest of the season, and obviously this is going to circulate, spread, and as this story comes more and more to light, those kids are going to have to deal with the ramifications of this. Like,
but
let's be, because think about it. Let's say
the season got canceled by who? The school board?
Yeah, I believe the principal. So here's the news article. So it was a skit from like what we just read now, but it's just crazy that think like, so those black guys were in on it.
Yeah, I figured they were. I figured it was them getting together to put this together to make a video, maybe to go viral, maybe to get attention, maybe to do whatever you do, because now social media is dangerous. Everybody wants clout.
Yeah, and we've seen some people put out some dangerous and chaotic messages on social media to try and get that clout.
Right, so maybe that's what I think it was, and then they just got the ramifications of it. Is that the right word?
Yeah, ramifications.
Because it's hateful and harmful, and it's basically like hate speech.
There are some times where it's like, okay, you cross the line, and I think this is one of those videos where you cross the line, where like, I understand you're a kid, you're young, you're trying to be funny.
But you should know better at the same time.
You're trying to do edgy humor, but then at the same time, it's like a slave auction.
Yeah.
But then you can also like argue when these kids do it, it's not cool and everybody wants to come down on them. But when Key and Peele did it and they have a slave auction skit literally as part of their show.
Put that whip down and see what happens though.
Straight up, I don't care what plantation I end up on, I'm straight staging a revolt in this mother.
Hells yeah.
We have Lot A, Lot B, and Lot C. $3 on Lot A.
$4.
$5 going once.
It's like a legit auction.
Yeah, so like they did a whole 3-minute skit, a whole skit, 63 million views from Comedy Central. This aired on TV.
But here's
it was still to this day, it's still considered like a comical classic from them because I mean, look at it. So it's like, but that's where it's like the cancel culture kind of is like.
That's why I hate to bring this up, but an example of what I'm talking about is look at what happened to Shane Dawson. They pulled up things from a decade ago, like this, and canceled him now. Because of that was 10 years ago. So that's like them canceling them over this now.
But that's what I'm saying. So like,
those kids probably saw this.
Probably saw something, and that kind of sparked their idea, or whatever. But
63 million.
63
views.
million
They probably thought this was a funny, good idea.
Yeah, so now you have these kids that are getting in massive trouble for this, for a dumb act that you know that's gonna, when colleges look them up, when jobs look them up, they're gonna see this thing.
It's gonna roll over into their...
Yeah, hopefully
Especially if they're seniors.
Especially if they're seniors. Hopefully it can kind of stay under wrap because they are still, I guess, technically minors, so their names aren't going to get exposed like that. But I'm saying if there is the ramifications, then you could also argue, then why is this skit allowed? So it's a very touchy, weird place, but at the same time, it's like also, I think what, for me, what really took this, what separated them from Key and Peele and like this situation with this high school team is the belt around the neck. I think that was the step.
That is pretty bad. I have to watch it again.
I think that was the step that kind of...
I don't think I fully realized that that's what was happening.
Yeah, and it was the darkest kid too.
That's OD.
It was the darkest kid, I'm not even gonna lie.
There's just so many consequences now of doing things that you got away with
Back then
that you cannot get away with now. That's why all these comedians are like, comedy is dead, because they cannot make the same jokes that they used to make.
Yeah, and I'm to be honest, I'm thinking back from when I was a kid. Like some of the stuff we did in high school, like if there was a camera around, we would probably be insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's also part of it, that these kids all have cameras. Like it's so easy.
When you're a teenager, you don't have a good sense of
right
type
from
of
wrong.
stuff.
I mean, think of all the dumb things we did as teenagers.
I mean, I was a good kid. I didn't know you when I was a teenager, so I was good.
Cap. But like, even when I even entered college, I've done so many dumb things.
Yeah, until you grow up.
Yeah, so it's a weird situation. But let us know what you think about this whole thing down in the comments below. And with that, we are out of here.